Have you ever wished you could get that Hollywood cinematic look on your videos, but the cameras it takes to make it happen are just, well, out of your price range? I think I may have found a solution.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east.
Welcome to the channel. My name is Luis Sanchez, also known as Fam Jammers, and today I'm going to be reviewing a plugin for your editing software that could potentially take your editing to the next level. Roll the intro. Now keep in mind, there are no magical buttons you can push to make your editing software do the work for you. You always have to do your part in pre-production. You can't film something terrible and then expect the editing software or plugin to do magic for you. But if that plugin ever came out, trust me, I'd be the first one to let you know. However, since that doesn't exist, we still have to do our part as filmmakers. That means getting the proper exposure on each and every one of our shots. That's also including white balance and everything else that comes with it. That being said, this is Dehancer, a plugin capable of taking your digital camera and making it cinematic. Now, before we dive into the program itself, I do have to say that this plugin was sent to me completely free of charge by the company Dehancer in order for me to review it. But the company's only requirement was for me to be 100% honest when reviewing this product. And now, from my perspective, see what I did there? I see a plugin that not only can speed up your workflow substantially, but can take your digital looking image and make it look like a high-end camera. Dehancer was actually born in the fall of 2014, and by that time its CEO Pavel Kosenko had about 30 years of experience in film and over 10 years of digital photography experience, which led him to understand a very important detail that all filmmakers and photographers ask: how can we get it done right, but also how can we get it done fast? Pavel understood that it all came down to some simple rules. First, it's better to re-record and get the shot right versus trying to fix it in post because, well, editing a bad video is kind of like trying to paint a house without pressure washing it first. You're gonna end up with a horrible result. Same goes for film. And second, it all comes down to contrast, white balance, and what kind of look you're looking for. But why use Dehancer instead of or together with your editing software's tools? That's another question. Let's dive in and see how it works. The great thing about Dehancer is that instead of having all of these different nodes, especially for beginners, you can literally do it all in one node and still have control of many different things. In front of you, we have a few videos that we will edit utilizing only Dehancer. That means nothing else but Dehancer. First, go into your colors tab, look for Dehancer, drop that right onto your image. And before we go on, I do want to tell you that just like any other tool, there will always be pros and cons when editing with that tool or just that tool in general. And for me, the only con that I can see right now, aside from it being very taxing on your computer whenever utilizing on higher frame rates, these two things right off the bat, I always turn them off because, well, it starts off, it's kind of like a LUT, and I don't like to see that, right? I want to know what came out of camera and leave it like that. And then if I want to add on film or anything else, then I would do that. But we'll go ahead and take off film, and we'll take off film grain. That gives us the natural log footage that we came into. We're gonna go ahead and go into input, and we're gonna hit choose camera. That's a great thing that it has because instead of you putting color space transform, switching that over to Rec 709, and then going on to another section and then add it, like it's all in one location, which is all here. You would choose what camera, and then you would go in, scroll down to the camera that you used. I used a Sony FX3. So right now it just goes directly to the A6300. We're going to switch that down to the FX3, and it was shot in S-Log3. So that right there is good. I normally try not to touch anything else here on the first tab. I'll go directly into the contrast just to start messing around with, I mean, that's what I normally do regardless. I will go into my curves and start doing that, but we're gonna do that here versus in the curves. So we're gonna keep everything on the Dehancer plugin without utilizing any DaVinci tools whatsoever, and we're gonna see if we can achieve an amazing an amazing color grading. Now, mind you, everything that you have seen in this video, including the clip of this same clip in the beginning, was edited with Dehancer Pro. Nothing has been edited without utilizing Dehancer Pro. So whatever you see was completely done with this plugin. I'm just showing you now how to edit and how it all works. So every time you go into a new tab, you want to make sure that you hit enable, and that allows for the effects to actually take place. So right now we're going to begin contrasting, and you're going to see how everything starts to contrast. Now, this is amazing. Check this out. You take your gamma correction, bring that down, and it just starts leveling everything out. Everyone edits their own way, but to me, this is how I have found for Dehancer to work for me. And it's super, look at how quickly I would have done like 10 or 15 or maybe even 20 different steps just to get to this position, utilizing the DaVinci tools that naturally come with the DaVinci plugin. DaVinci is an amazing, like, it's amazing. The tools that it grants you are amazing. But I'm just saying, a lot of us want things to be done a lot quicker, and this is how I feel is done quick. Look at this. I got pretty much 90% of the shot edited already. So you can, you know, keep going, keep working on that, seeing how much you want to do, edit that way. You can put a little bit more contrast, color boost it, and start to, like, you know, make those colors really pop if you really wanted to do that. And that's all I do there. I mean, you see how quickly this is. Film, again, this is like Luts, built-in Luts that the Dehancer Pro actually comes with, and you can use those. But right now, I don't really want to look into the Luts. I mean, we could look into them, but I want to show you how I edit it without using any Luts, right? So you have film compression. You're doing what it says, you're compressing it. I normally go straight into white point. Like if I want those whites to be really, really bright, or if I want to dim them down and like make them like not be too out there, you could do whichever one. I kind of like to leave it like in between, in the middle. The impact is how much that effect will happen, right? So that's how much it'll impact. If you look at her face, like if you look at this area here and you also look at the light, look at what it does. Look, if you push it and bring it down, like it begins to compress a lot of the, you know, your highlights or everything in general. You expand. So basically here you're working with your shadows and your highlights. This part right here, this really took me by surprise because it works so clean. I want to put more warm tones on my shadows. Boom, look at that. Oh my God, like I want more warm tones, and my warm tones are hitting my shadows. And let's say, you know what? I want the midtones to be a little bit more cooler, or I want them to be a little bit more warm, however you want. Now I want my highlights, which if you target your highlights, it's normally going to hit the lights, right? And of course, any, you know, brighter points on the skins or anywhere else. So now let's say, you know, my lights are a little bit too blue or a little bit too yellow. Let's make them blue or a little bit more white. You know, you can do that with this, and it just pinpoints. That's the amazing part of it all. Like it pinpoints exactly where you want to target. And looking at that, I mean, I think honestly, we're at a very good point right now. Let's play that back. Look at that shot. Look at that. And how quickly was that? Look at how amazing that looked. And now, boom, I did that to that. Now I want to do that to the rest of my shots. I literally put it on there, and if I need to do any micro adjustments, I'll do micro adjustments. But the shots, to me, boom, this is what I did literally to edit this video. I'm not a lover of film grain. There's people out there that love it. I personally don't. But film grain, all you gotta do is hit this switch right here, boom, and it causes a film grain. Now halation, look at the lights. Look at the lights, how they look right here. Like focus right here. Check this out. Enable that halation. It just gives it this like beautiful glow. Bloom. It's not crazy out there, but look at her face. Look at the lights. It just really impacts it, and it brings that out. I think anyone that wants to cut down on time, whether it's editing, you know, with any software, definitely a must have, because it's a tool that allows you to edit so quickly. Again, we have to always make sure that we're doing our work when we're filming, and we don't get a horrible shot, which is what Pavel always talks about. Make sure that you retake that shot, because it's better to retake it versus trying to fix it in post. Now, if you have a great image, it is literally seconds, well, probably minutes to edit and get your look to where you want it. Look at how quickly I was able to do that. But going back to the cons, I want to make sure that everything is turned off. That's the only thing that I say. And then also, I don't know if there's a way to like make it a little bit, I don't know, more user friendly, but this is just me being critical. Is it something that will help out? Yes, it will, because instead of me having to go down, look at film grain, turn it off, then go to the Luts and turn those off, it will save more time. And then also having a better structure, it will also help. Now, the big question is it worth it? I think that we spend lots of money on so many different tools to always improve our workflow, improve how we work. And I think that it is definitely worth you being able to cut down on so much editing time and get work in and out as quickly as possible. So your turnaround time, it will definitely be a small investment towards getting all of that work done faster. Now, I'm not going to let you hang in. I'm definitely going to hook you up with a 10% discount. Just go ahead and use the code FAMJammers at checkout, and you will receive a 10% discount on your purchase. I do want to let you know that I will get a commission from that, but that's just a part of helping the channel continue to grow and continue to bring you different reviews and more filmmaking tips. So just keep that in mind. This was Dehancer, and this was my review. See you guys on the next one.